Dear Mr. Dan Brown, the author, not Pogobat. What? There's a YouTuber, username Pogobat. His name is Dan Brown. Oh yeah, I knew that, but maybe they didn't. I see your point. Dear Mr. Dan Brown, I recently read your book, The Lost Symbol, and I've got a couple of things to mention about it. One of those things being, well done, sir. But more of that in a minute. As I was reading, I noticed that your main antagonist was bisexual, and you mentioned it in passing on page 224, I believe, with a hardcover edition, because I don't think there's a subcover yet. And it says this is when Andros is already in the island, somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea. He's got Zachary's money and he's living wealthy. He's living very, very well. It says about Andros and the people of the island. They gave themselves willingly, and he satisfied them all. From fashion models visiting his island on photo shoots to nubile American college girls on vacation, to the lonely wives of his neighbors, to the occasional young man. They could not get enough. So, he is a sex machine. Anyways, when I read that, I thought, hey, cool, that's equality, yeah. But then it hit me. Your main antagonist is bisexual. What the hell, Mr. Brown? What were you thinking? I mean, is he evil because he's bisexual? Or is he bisexual because he's evil? It wouldn't have bothered me as much if one of your protagonists was bisexual as well, or maybe even gay. But you don't have, as of yet, a bisexual or gay character in The Lost Symbol, at least not that I know of. I mean, not as blatant as you put it, with Andros. So yeah, that's one of my main complaints, is that your evil guy, your antagonist, your villain is evil, and he's bisexual, and that kind of says something about what you think, sir. But yes, as a review, your book, well, not one of your bests. It's good, it's not that great. I read Angels and Demons, I read the Da Vinci Code, and now I've read The Lost Symbol. One of the blurbs on the dust jacket of the book reads, "So many twists, all satisfying, most unexpected. Let's just say that if this novel doesn't get your pulse racing, then you need to check your medications." The San Francisco Chronicles. Well, sir, it did not get my pulse racing, and I don't take medication. The reason it did not get my pulse racing, sir, is because the action was mundane. You've done it before. I expected it from you. And when you pulled me out of that fantasy world, as we're trying to relate to the character, you told us where most of the buildings are, which, I've never been to DC, so I don't know. Even mentioning it like that didn't help me at all. So, you pulled me out of the fantasy world and told me what was going on, where they were, what they were doing. It detached me from that fantasy world. It detached me from getting, sweaty, getting nervous, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? But I guess that once you got to two-thirds of the way into the book, then you're starting to care, because you've forgotten about mentioning locales, mentioning detail. Then, when things were getting at the worst, then I was like, yes, this is what it should have been. But you didn't, sir. You didn't. And right, I don't want to spoil, but let's just say that as mundane as the starting was, as mundane as from beginning to middle was, at the end, you captivated me. You kept me, and I just wanted to read it because I've read most of your work. Here's the number 2 thing. I think that Robert Langdon is a Mary Sue. I think that he is you. You are Robert Langdon. That you are trying to put yourself in a situation that will never ever happen because you're in love with yourself, sir. Yeah, I said it. I think that you want some of this exciting thing some of these exciting things to happen to you. I sincerely think, without wax, without wax, I think that you want to do all of these things and you're living this life through your character. That's what I think, sir. And if I'm wrong, well then, may the cult of the Illuminati come to my house and brainwash me.